They get crashed. We crash the combat on the south. Pause it here.
Yeah.
Delwyn runs up on the bull while Vietnam is still fighting in their warehouse in the open to us as we're a duo, and he kills the Chinese guy right after they get done fighting. Bro, all I'm thinking is if we're 4, because we know the 3 of them, we saw all their names in like the compound on the east, we're just slamming Crater and winning the game for free. That's what I thought about in the game.
Yeah.
I was like, this would have been the freest first game of our lives if we were just 4 men alive.
Well, how do you feel about Team USA at this Nations Cup?
I think we're fine. We just didn't practice for it because EWC is more important. So like, I didn't realize this before because we were practicing as a team, but I went back and looked, and Vietnam was playing together for like 2 months. Korea was scrimming together as much as they wanted, and China was also scrimming. And all I was thinking about is PNC more important to these teams than EWC? Like, do they just think they're gonna be bad at EWC? I just didn't make sense to me.
Ideally, you shouldn't be in the situation when you have to do something like that. Yes, when you have to get this pistol kill and when you have to get top 3 by placement points to qualify. Yeah. But, well, at least, it brings some kind of funny moments to enjoy. It brings some fire inside my heart when something like that happened. So I'm like, now we have to win PC.
It's going to be the same situation for Europe again, where like a lot of teams like depend on you. Like they need you to get a slot for us, basically. Yeah.
It's always like like that.
It's always the same. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 26 of the Hot Drop. I know it's been forever. I'm sorry. Life was pretty busy, but here we are. For this episode, I decided to only take people from teams who have won EWC. It's another Shrimzy Batu episode. I know it's been the same guests now for a while, but it's a really good episode. We talked about Batu winning EWC, of course. We talked about Nations Cup. We talked about sort of what's coming up in the rest of the year, and especially what's coming up next year. As the future of PUBG is a little wonky at the moment, as it always is at the end of the year. And we just had a really good time. I won't waste any more of your time. Enjoy the episode. Okay, sick. Thanks for joining. It's been a fucking while. I looked at my YouTube channel the other day, and it was 3 months ago that the last Hot Drop came out. So
really, I should.
Time has passed, but yeah, it's good to be here again. We have a lot to talk about. My idea was to start with the last thing we haven't talked about, which is Nations Cup. It's forever ago, but I think it was pretty cool this year. I think I said in the last episode, I was like, invites to finals are really gonna suck. I didn't mind it at all. I think it was actually pretty sick. Did you watch it, Batu, or is that like a sore spot for you? Do you just get sad?
I watched like 3 games out of the whole tournament. Mm-hmm. But nah, I mean, I watched it and it was pretty fun. Like, it was weird to see like one team dominating the whole lobby.
Yeah.
But it was much more fun than most of other tournaments I have ever watched.
Yeah.
So I would say, I can honestly say I enjoyed it.
How was it playing?
It was fun. The tournament itself was weird. The crowd was so loud, and like the mics, like it normally never happens. You rarely get like crowds nowadays in PUBG. It's very rare.
Yeah. So
like only like PGC, PNC, and then EWC has like a small crowd. It's not really like a big crowd. But they are loud. And the event overall was awesome. Like, I think they did a really good job putting it on. The venue was cool. Bunch of people there on the last 2 days, so that was awesome. The only problem was like the audio, and it was so bad. I actually think Vietnam was like giga buffed because they're always pushing. They're just always up on someone, and they don't need audio when you're just running it down. So I mean, they were obviously insane. Like, they played incredibly. So I'm happy for them. Yeah. They're all pretty good guys, so I like them.
They seemed like they were in a different league, right? Like, I think it's been a long time since we had somebody run away with it like this. Like, a lot of the times we get like people who who are in the lead maybe like 2 games before the end, they decide the tournament or something. But Vietnam was just like on the last day, it was almost over already. It was actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the stats, but I'm assuming if the tournament ended on the second day and then they didn't play the 6 games, they were still top 2, I think, at least. I don't know if they would have won, but they would have ended top 2.
I
like,
can look that up
almost
really
guaranteed.
quick. Yeah, I think that's pretty, that sounds pretty likely to me, because we came into the last day and we were like, it's probably not happening. Like, this is probably decided already. Yeah. So they had 152 after 12 games.
That's insane.
That would have literally been 3 points behind China after 18
3
games.
points. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
They played insane. Like,
That's
you fought them and you were like, it's rare that I ever fight a team and I'm like, oh, these guys are like actually good. Like, obviously I think that, but you know, whenever you're actually in game, you're not like thinking about it. It's just like you're kind of on autopilot. But during Nations Cup, they were just so much better than everyone else. You're like, I kind of don't want to fight them today. Like, they're just kind of different right now.
I feel like it snowballed like a little bit as well. It's like when they get into a good mood and they like get into confidence stuff, they can just sometimes run away with it.
You know, like the funny fact, in competitive PUBG, usually if you get the fight in the first circle against another team, most likely both of you will be fucked up. Like maybe third party will come, or like your game will be slowed down. You know, like you don't have any rotations prepared and so on. But Vietnam was fighting every single game, anytime, and they were just getting buff from this fight, not like debuff. You know, points, confidence, whatever, like free side, everything was on their side in this tournament.
It's like, I feel like we see this like so much now, where everybody wants to third party so hard. I feel like people have stopped going for position as much, and if they can see a fight early, like everybody's pulling up and everybody's getting interested all the time. Like it's really rare you get away with a fight where you like lose 2 people and then nobody comes and punishes you.
You know why it's happening? It's happening because first of all, some of the teams, like for example Falcons, or I mean Sonics previously, I think us maybe in the last year, and some other top teams, they won the tournaments because they were waiting for the fights to start. And usually the team who is coming as a third party, especially in those like very difficult games, when you know that like if you go and fight, you will 100% gonna die. So in those games, if you play smart, sometimes it can work out for you and you can win the whole tournament because of it. And the more often successfully you do that, the more other teams look at this and they think, maybe we also don't want to fight first. We want to wait. We want to wait for the best moment to come. And the more teams become smarter, and that's why it's happening like that, I think. Because we're even playing scrims and like where actually no one cares, right, about the result. And then we like waiting for the fight, like we are practicing this stuff, and then we see like we are going as the last team, and then another team from like hard shifting, like blue circle, fourth circle or something like that, they're just coming as a 5th party. So instead of like just fight with someone on their edge. And that's I feel it as a player, as IGL. I feel that it's happening, at least in our region. I don't know about like American region. I know it's happening in big tournaments like EWC or PGC. When you have like really good teams, they're always waiting for the best moment to come. It's still like not everyone does it. Sometimes teams just like to fight and they don't care. They don't use their brain and so on. But I feel it.
I think it's like, it's a really weird thing where I cast a lot of the TPP stuff and the level is just a little bit lower there, like the player cups and stuff. And you see these teams going for like crazy crashes on compounds in phase 1. And is every time there's going to be a third party and then a fourth party, and like nobody who got into the crash in the first place like got a good result, because they all just like, they get held out of the zone, their cars get popped. If they get knocked enough, there's a recrash, you know, like it's so punishing. But then
Mm-hmm.
somehow a Vietnam comes along and just dogs everybody, and they're just fine.
Yeah, it almost didn't feel like they even needed to rotate because they were just so much better than everyone, like
Yeah.
firepower wise. Like they were just insane at shooting that it didn't matter where they were on the map because if there were people around them, they were just gonna kill them. It didn't matter if there's like two teams around them, like they were just fragging everybody.
Yeah.
They were actually just different. I don't know. I've never seen a team like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. Oh, it's different from other tournaments. Like this
Yeah.
Vietnamese playstyle was like not something usually teams used to win the tournament.
But that's
It's
maybe a
Yeah.
little bit because it's Nations Cup, right? So you're playing
For sure.
against all these mixes. Like the level is gonna be the strategy
Yeah.
level is just gonna be lower, right?
Of course.
You just have more space to do things, and if you're just better at shooting everybody in the head, then like that really
Just-
benefits you.
Just try to compare like BB team in PGS 7 or I don't remember 8 or 7.
8, yeah.
And Vietnamese win in PNC is like two absolutely
worlds.
different
Yeah.
ways. Yeah, it's like very different.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to watch though. Like I think that was one of the best events, like viewer wise.
It almost felt like an NA regional where like the bottom teams were so bad that if you were ever around them, they were just such free points. And
Sure.
TE was just they were just farming like all the bad teams, and then a good team would come around and they would still just stomp them. Like it wouldn't even be close. They would just destroy them. And then you have like obviously Korea that just kind of fell apart after day one. I don't know what happened to them. But
Yeah.
after day one, you were like, oh, they're still going to be a contender. Like Vietnam just had an insane day, but Korea's still really good. And then they just fall all the way down to 8th, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened to them?
Yeah, like just before PNC, we were practicing for EWC, and we were playing against at least 8 or 6 PNC teams from Europe in the lobby, and it felt like we're playing with kids.
Yeah.
Like these teams, they have no clue what's happening on the map. They have like there were many situations when like one example can kill 4 of I'm not gonna blame any country from Europe, yeah, but like all of them are bots. So it was it was fun to play against. Like we could get like 100 plus points in a day,
Yeah.
just because PNC teams were not here. And of course, like team with the Himas, Tanvu, like people who won international tournaments against like like real teams like us, Falcons, 17 or whatever, yeah. And I think they felt the same thing. And also like of course everything was on their side, like vibe, luck, whatever. Like Korea was as Shrimzy said, like fall apart, right? I only can say that Chinese team was better than usual in this PNC for
finally.
the first time
they're
of
pretty good.
all time.
Finally.
Yeah.
I mean, they did what they had to do, right? They actually sent a good roster, and it immediately worked. Maybe that's really good for the future. Maybe they're just gonna like understand that this is maybe the way to go, because it's good to see a good Chinese team. I feel like they have the players to have a superstar team like Vietnam, right? They have
For sure.
kind of what it takes. I feel like the game changer for Vietnam as well was just like the IGLing, right? Because they've always had Himas, Taikon, those guys at Nations Cup, but now with that TE core, it seemed like, I don't know. Like I guess I can't really judge the Delvin IGLing. For me, Delvin is like the guy who pulls up on every guy in phase 1 that he can find, and then he tries to start a fight and it works. But
yeah,
Dude,
They
if
were-
you just
yeah,
if you watch that game 1 back, it's insane what they're doing. It is genuinely like if you watch that, you'd say this team is just so dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Like two of us were already dead phase 1. Two of us died to Germany, and it's like a crater game in on Miramar, like southeast of Picado. Like it's gonna end in like that little bowl crater
Wait, I'm gonna
area.
screen share it so we can watch it together, because I don't remember it
pull it
as
up, pull it up.
well as you do. Wait.
But we're in like the compound just south of the crater as a duo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
So he
remember
gets
a lot of it
crashed.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vietnam gets
Okay.
crashed early.
They get crashed. We crash the compound on the south. Pause it here.
Yeah.
Delwyn runs up on the bull while Vietnam is still fighting in their warehouse in the open to us as we're a duo. and he kills the Chinese guy right after they get done fighting. Bro, all I'm thinking is if we're 4, because we know the 3 of them, we saw all their names in like the compound on the east, we're just slamming Crater and winning the game for free. That's what I thought about in the game.
Yeah.
I was like, this would have been the freest first game of our lives if we were just 4 men alive.
Yeah.
But I think maybe they knew that we were 2, so they could kind of do whatever they wanted. But I couldn't believe we could see Delwyn on the ridge killing the China guy,
and you
while his team was fighting. Yeah, and we're just like, what is going on?
Free.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is happening? These people are genuinely insane. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah. I feel like the thing is, when you watch the games, right, you see Delwyn doing shit like this almost every single game. And 70% of the time it works, 20% of the time he gets nothing, 10% of the time he dies or something, right?
Yeah.
But he is so like aggressively hunting for these frags. It's just mental. But
I mean, I think we're trying to take a little bit of Vietnam into our play style. I think like Circle 1, if you're really not like in a decent spot, trying to like not necessarily pressure a team, but like actively try to kill them is way better than just waiting to get the space naturally.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get the hard shift and you like say you're like 2-2 on edge, you get like a decent shift and there's a 4 men in front of you, but they're like 2-2 in 2 different compounds, and you know it's going to end in one of the compounds. Like I think what Vietnam does really well is like just their region in general, like their teams. I think they take like the aggressive crash on the 2-2, and then if they get another decent shift, they're either in a game-winning spot or the other compound that they know the team is split with is in a great spot. So if you let them regroup, if you like try to pressure them and they regroup in that compound, you know you have a 4-man in that compound. It's going to be really hard to like fight them. But if you aggressively try to kill them, you're either dying, right? You're either having a bad game or you're giving yourself a chance to really set you up for the win.
Yeah.
And I think they do that really well. Like that game could have ended just west of where they were in the crater, and Delwyn goes up, kills the China guy.
Yeah.
And now China's like, oh, fuck, like we have to stay in the compound.
Yeah.
Because Vietnam will walk up on us whenever they want. Like they could just do whatever they want, you know?
Yeah.
So like I think that that's something that they do really well compared to every other region. Like you don't really see it happen that much. At least not as aggressively as them. I think there's a little bit in every team, but they are very aggressive. You have to be ready for them at all times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool thing because it's not only that getting the kills early, but also, like you said, right, like just crashing the split, and then, like you said, if it works, then you've killed half of the team maybe, and you know you can take the other half like later on. So like it all snowballs, and like I've been like the biggest fan of like if you can try and go for a kill early against a team that is going to be playing next to you, it's so overpowered, right? Like you just know you have a 3-man playing next to you, your game is completely different, and you can. Sometimes you can play the entire game just playing behind those guys because you know you can bully them and they know that you know as well. So like
yeah. The mind games there, like after you kill someone on a team that's around you is so like it's so strong.
Yeah.
They're always worried about you.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about Team USA at this Nations Cup?
I think we're fine. We just didn't practice for it because EWC is more important. So like I didn't realize this before because we were practicing as a team. But I went back and looked, and Vietnam was playing together for like 2 months. Korea was scrimming together as much as they wanted, and China was also scrimming. And all I was thinking about is PNC more important to these teams than EWC? Like, do they just think they're going to be bad at EWC? I just didn't make sense to me. Like, you shouldn't be prioritizing PNC over EWC. Yeah. But I mean, we got 4th, and Vietnam had a lot of rep, I guess, from that. So I mean, good for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for China, right?
Yeah.
But it just didn't make sense to me to scrim for PNC over EWC because there's so much more money involved. So I don't know if they don't care about money and they only want to do well for their nation, which if they do, that's awesome. Good for them. But I don't know. EWC was just more important to us in Liquid.
Yeah.
So we both prioritized that. And I think that was the right decision regardless of the results. Even if we got like 8th at EWC or 1st at Nations, I would still want to do the same.
Yeah, I think for me, it's also obvious, like you would always prioritize your team work, like because you're working with these people for your like your whole year, right?
Yeah.
And they are kind of dependent on you, especially like people who are not invited to PNC. I mean, those teams, those countries who are invited, but the players, are not invited. And what they should do, like just wait for their other players to practice with some other players for PNC,
Yeah.
just before EWC, which is actually one of the biggest events of the year. So yeah, it's weird, but
it only makes sense for the really small countries, or there it obviously makes sense.
Yeah,
like for
I
a
mean,
team
of
Spain, France, those guys, completely different story. But
of course.
For me, it's really interesting because in the past, when I was at Nations Cup, it was very clear that the Chinese guys did not care. Like they were not interested in really scrimming. They were just on their phones. But maybe that was just because they never got the chance to go with a good roster. And they were just like, this is fucked anyways, right?
It's just a God V difference.
Yeah, like it literally might be. Because that's really surprised me when you said that they scrimmed. Because I didn't, like, in the past few years, it was always like, the weirdest discrepancy between like viewers expecting a lot from China because they have these massive players and the guys there were just like they were getting minus points because their coach was smoking in a room he wasn't allowed to smoke in, and they were like just sitting on stage on their phone 24/7 watching TFT streamers and shit. It was like it didn't seem like they cared.
Oh, they definitely didn't. For sure.
But it's cool to see that they do now.
It's also, I think, a big point because as far as I know, like many countries have the rosters which like people don't want to play with each other at all. So how you expect them to practice scrims every single day before PNC if they don't want to like even play with each other? So yeah, it's also one thing.
It's really interesting. I hope that I hope we do this again. I was wrong. I said 24 teams would be like, as I said, 24 teams is amazing, but like inviting people to finals feels shit. I don't know how it felt to play coming in cold. But generally, like I think it was really cool to give like the smaller nations like a chance to play, and it was really cool to see like France and Sweden and those guys like to play some good games, play some good days.
By the way, I have a question to Shrimzy first of all. Like since you already said that like some teams are directly invited to finals. Imagine you play PGC and you're doing great for the whole year as Falcons. Like let's say you finish as top 1 or like top 4 at least in this PGS structure, and then you are being told that like your team is directly invited to the PGC finals, while other teams have to play for 2 weeks in this Circle 1, Circle 2, Circle 3, like this what we had in 2024.
The circuits.
Like what do you think of it? If imagine you are the one who was invited already in finals, 100%.
I think invites to big tournaments or assuming like to finals is bad. I don't like it. I think that you should earn your spot to the tournament and not to the finals. And then you have to, because you're going to compete against the best teams in the world. So that's different than the regular events like PGS. People don't necessarily care as much. Like for us, we have PGS 9 and 10. But there's nothing on the line for us except money because we're already qualified to PGC through PGS points. I think it's like 99.9%. I don't know the actual math. I don't know if that's 100% guaranteed, but it's very, very close. Like it would be insane for us to not qualify. So I think it's a little silly if you were to get to qualify to finals. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. It would be nice. I would love that, but I don't think it's good for viewers. I think everybody that goes to the event should have to fight for it. I think PNC is like a different thing because it's like an all-star event type thing where you want all like the top teams in the lobby to be in the lobby for like the names and stuff. But yeah, for an event like PDC, I think you should have to qualify to finals through the actual event.
What if, for example, EWC, you are the winner of previous EWC? And you have no. I'm asking like because I thought it's gonna be a thing with you in this like EWC. I heard that like Falcons might be invited to finals because they won the previous one, even as you were Sonics. Like but and I was like, is it good to be invited already to the EWC finals because there's only 3 days of group stage, which you take only 2 days part? Or not? And like it's very short distance, but it's still a tournament. But you're the winner of the tournament, so like many people want to see if you're gonna like defend your crown or not. because sometimes teams don't qualify for finals of EWC, you know, and
I heard it happens. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I really don't know. I think still that it's worse to not play in qualifiers. It's just weird. I mean, the group stage is weird.
So let me ask you a question. So TE won PGC last year, right? If they played bad all year this year and they didn't qualify to PGC, would you still want them at the event?
Me as a player or as a fan?
Either way, doesn't matter. I don't care.
I mean, definitely as a player, I think no, because they don't deserve it. That's actually what usually happened to all the PGC winners. Like, I think New Happy played very bad in next PGC after they won. Then Navi didn't even qualify for next PGC after they won.
That was
I think
crazy.
I don't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Danava disbanded after they won PGC.
They would have qualified for sure.
Yeah, that's actually the reason why we prefer not to win PGC, because yeah, and then the Expendables like won, but I think this is the first year when a team who won previous PGC is like doing pretty fine. I mean, they're not owning, you know, but they're pretty fine.
They were,
and I think
they were actually kind of bad for PGS 7 and 8, right? Like they just did good again now. So that
yeah,
it was like 8th and 10th or something. Like it was like the most average tournaments for them.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't make finals in PGS 8.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then one of the events they got like 8th or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, you have to take like the whole distance of the year, you know, like because in EWC they were pretty fine. They could have even win it, or at least they could place top 3 or something. And there are still 2 more PGS tournaments, so we will see in the end of the year like how they perform. But yeah, that's what happened to. So answering your question as a player, I think no, for sure not. You can't just be invited, especially to PGC. Because PGC was always known as a tournament in the end of the year for the best teams throughout the whole year. And yeah, as a fan, I don't know. I have never been myself as a fan, you know, watching PUBG sports. Maybe like especially for Vietnamese fans, they would want to see their team to play, even if they played bad for the whole year. But still feels kind of undeserved. Yeah.
But
yeah, so my take would be you still have to qualify, you still have to prove that you're good enough to be in the finals. That's my take on it. You should have to qualify.
Was your original question, Batu? Was it like if Shrimzy would take the invite to the finals?
Yeah.
That was kind of the question, right? Like you get invited.
Oh, you didn't ask.
Rather
I got
group
you.
Stage?
Yeah. Like for example, you get invited to EWC finals. You can say no. You can say yes.
Oh,
if you say no, you will take part in groups. Yeah, you will take part in group stage. So what?
Absolutely, I would take the finals invite. Absolutely. There's no question. Group stage is way more stressful than any other.
Yeah, that's true.
Any finals, any PGC, any EWC. It's just group stage in general is the most stressful thing I think I've ever played.
So in PGC, you would also like take the invite to finals.
For sure, yeah. I think I think it's a disadvantage, but I think that the risk outweighs the reward, or the reward outweighs the risk. Sorry.
Backwards. Yeah. So you're more afraid of the going out of groups than you are of like maybe being like slightly better in the finals because you're warmer.
Yeah, I don't think scared is the exact word. I just think that if I could naturally skip from $10,000 to what $30,000, I would just do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, that just makes sense to me.
I think it's different for EWC than it is for PGC, because I think in EWC making finals is so much more like random and stressful than it is in PGC most of the time. PGC mostly have like last chance, winners bracket, maybe some other stage, you know, like you really got to fuck up to not make it. And EWC is like you play one bad day, you get griefed on the second day. See you later.
It's brutal.
Like,
and also PGC is usually like 2 weeks tournament at least.
Yeah.
And EWC is literally like the shortest ever tournament in PUBG Live. Like
You haven't been
5
to
days.
Nations Cup. That's the
Yeah, I mean,
shortest ever.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it feels like that. Like after living 1 month in Asia for
Yeah.
every single PGS, like this double PGS tournament, you just come to Saudi, come for media for 1 day, and then you just start playing.
Yeah.
And then you finish the tournament, you like win it or not, and then like go the fuck out like in the next day.
Yeah.
It's super fast. While with PGS, you even have 1 week break.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're living the life in Asia when you play
PGS is 4 weeks for 600K, and Saudi is 1 week for 2 million. It's like, it's wild.
Yeah.
That was the next thing I wanted to talk about. Is I feel like 12 game finals are so wild, no? Like
Yeah, for sure.
I took a screenshot earlier of like the leaderboard after game 10, and it's like the top 7 are 5 points different. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, we can get 2 millizones in a row now, and it can end on the tower, and the Novo team just wins the tournament. You know, like.
Yeah, I think
It's
going
so
into the last
crazy.
2 games, we're like, guys, we're getting 10th or 1st. We don't know which
Yeah.
yet. After this game, we'll figure it out. But let's try to do good this game so we know where we're gonna end.
It's fucking wild. I'll
We
post
didn't
the
get first.
screenshot in chat. It's so crazy. Like even Falcons, they were like, you were like 10th or something. You win 1 game, you're
Yeah.
like 3rd. And then if you play a good last game, you might get 1st. Like, it's so wild.
Yeah, we got 2nd in the game, the Twisted in the second to last game.
Yeah.
And we looked at the leaderboard and we're like, we're 13 down on Twisted still. We're like, we could easily still win this game. Like, we could still win this tournament. And then we saw like 2 of Twisted die at the very beginning, and we're like, guys, we could still win.
Yeah.
We didn't win. We got through.
12 games
Finally,
so crazy.
finally someone won, not Sonic's Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like in that last game, then when you look at the leaderboard at the end, it looks like it wasn't that close, but really it was fucking crazy. How do you what's your takeaways from the tournament? Like, of course, finally you fucking won it, you know, like that's something you really wanted to do. But like, how was that final for
Look
you?
at that smile on his face. Holy shit.
Of course. Yeah. So what's the question? Like, what's my conclusions, or like what?
Yeah, like how was it for you? Like the last 3 games, whatever, because it's so crazy, no? Like, in the past we've seen like a Twist of Minds where the pressure kind of got to you. I don't feel like we saw that, but obviously you have to be thinking about it, right? When you're going into the last 2 games like that.
Actually, like from my perspective, I only felt pressure before the first game of the second day.
Mhm.
Like, I think it was first game when we won the Miramar game. First or second, I don't remember. So I felt like my hands are
game.
very, yeah, I felt my hands are very cold. And also I was like, well, I really don't want to like try to crash into the middle of some weird circle, like with all of these teams, when I know like there's only 12 games. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to spend my time waiting in the lobby, because like every single game counted. Yeah. And luckily we got the circle in this Miramar. It's pretty lucky. Like, this game, it was, in my opinion, it was one of the luckiest games. We started the day with a win, which is boosting confidence for myself as IGL, and like all the the points is always nice. But then like throughout the whole day, I don't know, it felt very weird to play these 12 games. Like, what is it? Like, always 18. Like, second day and it's already finals.
Yeah.
And I look at the leaderboard and I'm like, why are there so many teams who are so close to us?
Yeah.
Like, but then I felt like if there are so many teams who can win, it means that the pressure is the same for everyone, and no one gonna like play against you or something like that. Like, everyone will try to play their like own game, try to get the most amount of points they can, and somehow this tournament have less pressure for me than any previous PGC, and but the 5th game was a little bit pressure in the end. Like,
Yeah.
when we knew that we are against Falcons, I was like, well, first of all, if we're gonna lose to Falcons, they're gonna win the fucking tournament. So we can't do that. And I was just like, again, we were a bit lucky because DNF, they could literally like farm this game, but they made a very silly mistake. I think it was Salute who like knocked just before the circle pop, and AGG, they just pushed them and they killed them, and they just 2 people alive. So because there was only 2 people alive on this side, it was actually easier for us to play the game, because I was rewatching replay for 10 times, and I'm sure that if DNF would be like DNF 4 people or AGG would be 4 people, we're not gonna win this game. Neither us or Falcons, like they will just kill both of us because they have better circle. But I mean, this is PUBG, and we were a bit lucky. And in the end, AGG decided to go into Falcons, not into us, when we got like, you know, this knocks. And also H-Win like used Panzer Faust, and this Panzer Faust won between me and Example. Like I'm like, yo, any what did I hear? Like, yeah, like every single piece of moment was a bit of luck, you know. But that's PUBG. So this game was the most pressured for me in the end. Yeah, and the last game even worse, actually. Like during the last game we had a lead, and we were like, well, if we just play normal game, we're gonna win it. It's like there's no problems. Like we even play from Lipovka, from the edge of the map. What can happen to us? We're like, well, maybe Rock, like ROC, maybe they will try to hide and raid us, but like we never been raided for our whole life. Like maybe once in our whole life. And like, where can they raid us? No way they're gonna stay like on this lumber. You know, like how this.
Lumber
I was like, maybe we should go like to the water. You know, like weird rotation like on the road, just to skip it. And then I was like, nah, it's okay. Like, how can it happen? Like, and then we're just driving. I'm saying like maybe we should maybe we should send Lou as a first. If someone is rating, he will be dead, but we at least will have 3
yeah.
And like just at the moment when I was saying that, like let's stop. It was on the Harry Potter house, like somewhere there. At this moment when I was saying let's send Lou, we were already being rated there. And we just started to like everywhere, like someone started to shoot us. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and and then after they killed 2 of us, our teammates were going back, and I was like, for the first 2 minutes, both me and Lou were like, absolutely, you know, this feeling when you have nothing to think about, nothing to say, like you just like shocked, like fully shocked. You don't know what to do. You know that they took the chips. You can't rest any teammates. You start the game as 2 people. The circle, we were like before the tournament, since we didn't loot Lipovka in our whole life, we were like preparing some circles. We were rewatching like how Falcons played from shelter. Like, so we were watching Yasna Polyana, like all the east side of the map, north side of the map, south side of the map, but not like the west one. Like, we're like, it's not gonna happen in best of 12. Like, it's only 4 games, and it happened in the last game. So I have no clue what to do in this situation. And that's the first minutes. It was terrible. I really felt like no way we're gonna lose like that again. After so many years of being so close, now is the closest moment. We even have a good lead before the last game. And I have to face it. And Lou, I was watching at him, looking at him, and he was like, oh, fuck, like, no fucking way. And then we somehow started to like telling teammates, maybe you should go to Sosnovka. Maybe somehow we're gonna get lucky and team's gonna fight, and they don't gonna see us. And that's exactly what happened. Like Falcons hot dropped on a parachute the DNF in this like gas station. And that's the reason why DNF didn't look at us. So we just were walking like that to the circle. And 17, who should have looked at us and DNF, they were being crushed by Chenji or something. So they decided to go away. And somehow these points came to us. Like Perfectus made his way to the shack. And then And
Crazy.
still this game, I was rewatching from Falcons POV. and they fucking got 12 points or something like from the dead game. I was like, how? This team is always so good at EWC. Like, what's happening? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
How many points did Perfectix and Example get for you guys? Do you know by chance in that last game?
I think it was like top 5.
It's 5th place, and
Yeah,
Perfectix
yeah.
got 2 kills.
2 kills,
An Example had
one.
at least one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 points.
Yeah. 2 and 1.
And
Yeah.
and the most important fact is that Perfecto killed player from
Genji.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe if there
Did
would
you-
be no Perfectix in this shack, maybe he would
Yeah.
place better, you know?
Yeah.
Did you guys win by 7? How many points? Was it 93 to 86?
6.
Yeah.
So 7?
Yeah,
7.
So there's
So-
a good chance that if Perfectix doesn't kill the Genji guy, you guys could have lost. Like if he didn't exist,
Mhm.
Yeah.
damn. That's a crazy clutch from Perfectix. Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah.
If Perfectix doesn't exist there, then Twisted Minds is on like 89 and Genji is immediately on 87. So if Genji gets 2 more points somewhere,
Yeah, and he killed one of
First of all,
Genji,
he would
so-
he would get 1 placement point for because Perfecto would be dead.
yeah.
Right?
And then minus
Yeah,
3
yeah.
placements, minus 3 placements for Twist, so you're at 90, minus the Genji kill and the other kill, so then you're at 88.
Mhm.
And Genji's already at 87 just because of the Twisted Minds placement that they would have got.
Just 1
Yeah.
point.
Just 1 placement he needs to get, which he probably
But
wouldn't
they
like-
might have killed us on the rotate.
I was
really bad.
I was rewatching all the games, and like out of all teams, I wouldn't expect exactly Genji to be so like in the top.
Yeah.
Like
They played really well, actually. I was impressed.
Yeah, they did, but I didn't expect it at all. I
Nobody
was
did, I don't
ready
think.
DNF to win this. I was ready Falcons to win it. Like even VP and Navi were playing very good, but not Genji. But Genji somehow.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that I feel like when they're 2 alive of Genji, they play better than 4 alive. It's the only team like. And this also happened to T1 in PGC, I think. Like some Korean
Yeah.
buff, I don't know. Like. Yeah. So yeah.
When you look at the distances between each team, where they were before the zone shifts and then where they are after the zone shifts, and you say like, oh, if the zone came to you, then you're lucky. Genji was clearly the luckiest team at EWC.
Yeah. I know, for
Yeah.
sure.
They got a lot of shifts, but they also played well. Like it's fair. Like you got to do both.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a mix of both. You can't just have one.
Yeah. In 12 games, like circles play a massive favor every single time, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Play a massive favor? What does that even mean? Anyway.
Massive roll.
Yeah. It's sick. I don't know. EWC is such a weird one for me. It's like like you said, like it starts and then it's already over. And you're on the second day and you look at teams on the leaderboard with like 60 points and they have like 4 more games and it just doesn't feel like that's like the final.
Yeah.
Like it feels everything. We're so used to 18 game finals now that like it feels a bit weird, but the hype.
Yeah, I
still
will
goes.
say best of 12 is obviously like bad for players, but if you just look at like the last 2 games of both EWCs,
Yeah.
they're probably like the best 2 games to ever watch of like PUBG esports.
Yeah. I think for sure it's just a trade-off. It's just like it's more exciting when you play less games. It's that simple.
I would also point out that like as a player, I feel like playing short tournament is much more enjoyable because you know like that every single team is trying to play their own game. They're trying to win the tournament. They don't, and also of course it's the biggest tournaments have the biggest prize pools, right? Like for example EWC, and the big prize pool and short distance makes everyone try hard as much as possible.
Yeah.
No one, even team from top 12. They can play 2 good games that they can get so much more money than before. So
they can camp Twisted Minds on Lumberyard and make like $5,000 more.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, yeah, like as a player and as IGL, I feel much more enjoyable to play this type of tournament.
Avenger had this suggestion like say for years now, and he said like for tournaments like this, you can just make it 10,000 per game win. And then everybody will always be trying to win. Because I think for everybody that's on like the right side of the scoreboard, that is enough motivation to try and win the games, right?
I mean, if the tournament organizer has money, why not?
Yeah, that's why I said like for EWC it would be an option, but
yeah,
EWC is happy to have a super exciting final as well. I think they're happy with 12 games probably.
Yeah, plus they have like a schedule they have to be a part of, so for them to like extend their schedules is not good for them.
Yo,
Hi,
what
did
is
you want to
this
be on the
dog?
podcast?
Hello.
I guess she wanted to be on the podcast.
She wants to get famous.
What's the breed?
She's a cream golden, so she's a golden retriever, but
Mhm.
she's white instead of like golden brown.
Golden retrievers are just great dogs.
I have a Labrador, like.
Yeah.
But your dog is much more cute.
Labs are great dogs as well. We were thinking about getting a lab, but Catherine had a bunch of labs growing up, so she didn't want one.
I forgot everything I wanted to say. What you just said is what everybody wants, right? Or what Crafton wants or EWC wants is like the last games have to be really exciting. We want hype. We want everybody to be playing for it. So before PUBG sees that and says we're gonna make PGC 12 games, I'd rather have them try Smash again. But I don't know if that's ever coming back. I don't know if that's just in the bin for good. I don't know what you guys think. Like 3 days of Smash, I think is still much more competitive than 2 days of Super.
I haven't had a chance to play Smash. I think we played like one EU tournament that had Smash, but we weren't even like in the chance to win it, so it didn't matter to us. So I don't really have like a great opinion on it.
Yeah.
Just knowing Smash though, like watching Apex and stuff, obviously it's insane to watch. Like Call of Duty as well has it, right? I think they had it at EWC.
Maybe.
They definitely did. And that was super cool to watch. Obviously Falcons lost. They were like supposed to win or whatever, but like watching that, and then at TWIS ended up winning that actually, like with Aiden on the team. I thought that was super fun to watch. So yeah, watching it, great. I think it's a fantastic viewing experience, but as for the players, I think I mean, in a game like PUBG where like zone is so fucking like, it's just, if a team gets fed, it's just over. That's like pretty demoralizing to play.
For sure, like it's not like Super, but it's just like that trade-off is like, I think if you have a little bit more games of Smash, then you had more time to get to that cutoff. So like you have already sort of shown that you played good, and when enough people are at the cutoff, then you don't really get griefed that much anymore because so many teams can win. So like it sort of, I think it balances out, but I don't know if we're ever gonna, like this conversation is probably irrelevant because I feel like we might just never see it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, you can go. No, you can
go on.
I don't think I really don't think it matters the format. I think Super is by far the best format for the players, but like we've had like winner chicken dinner. They potentially talked about Smash. We've had Super, and then they've like mixed it up a little bit with like the TPP where it's like 5 points for a win or whatever, or 6 or something. I don't remember. They've like tried a few different things. I don't think it really matters. I think the best teams will still be top 3 regardless of the format. But the only difference is like winning becomes way harder whenever you have like a different format. And I mean, for me personally, like second, third, fourth doesn't really matter to me. Like obviously it's great for like reputation and like money and stuff, but I think any team that's at the top, like Twisted, DNF or something, is going to tell you that anything other than first like just doesn't matter, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. So like I would just rather not play a different format because it just becomes more random to win rather than being second or third.
Yeah, and I mean everything related to winning the game in PUBG Sports, it's such a random thing to win a game. Like for the whole life, the most stable team, like the team who can manage to get as much points as they can in all games together, they become the winner. And when they ask you, you need to win the game, it's so much more stressful. I mean, it's that stressful that sometimes after like you finish the tournament, you're thinking like, is it really the thing that I wanna like work for my whole like 20s? Like it's like it's very weird. I remember I was playing PGIS.
Yeah.
It was my first global event, and for my teammates too. Like it's also pretty important that we were like too young and we have no experience.
Was it the where you had somebody had a sub in, right? Was
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Hifuzin subbing in or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
everything was against of us.
Yeah.
Like we had to play with the coach, who was not really like he's not a player, right? And it's also stress, a lot of stress. And you know, when you're a young player with huge ambitions to win like PGC or something like that, and you had to deal with the first global event, playing with the coach instead of the main player. You play for a huge amount of money, and also we had like 5 weeks with WWCD format to qualify. I really felt like when I'm 20, I will have this white hair, you know, like it's terrible. And yeah, and that's what I feel like now. If you would have to deal with this smash, yeah, when you have to win the last game, right? It's so much stressful. You can't even imagine. Like yet, like we didn't play any big tournament with this form, but if we would ever have to play it, you would ask people who are playing the finals, and they would tell you like it was the most stressful thing for us.
Yeah.
And especially the moment when you have enough points and now you have to win the game. That's when the whole tournament start to feel very different, because just playing the normal game and win the game is two different worlds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think same as Shrimzy. I don't want to really.
So you would pick 12 game finals if you had to.
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
If
That's
I
fair.
have to choose, yeah.
I think last year they were going to do Smash at EWC, but they had closing ceremonies the same night as PUBG, so they decided to not do Smash because it could go over, like it could overlap with opening ceremony or closing ceremony.
Yeah.
But this year they didn't do like this Smash. So
no.
I don't know.
That was the one time they wanted to try it, and then it got cancelled. And then that was also the year they said they would do 12 game finals at PGC, and then people said, please don't.
Yeah.
And then they did best of 18 finals at PGC, and it was sick best of 18 finals that got fully decided in the last game. Like we get,
yeah, it was really good.
We get good super finishes, which is what people like. It's easy to forget when everybody's talking about like how different formats and stuff. But yeah,
yeah, my favorite part was watching from home.
Good times, man. Yeah.
My favorite part was to play the last game. I mean, I'm not really proud of it, but like we didn't have any chance to win this tournament, the first time ever.
Yeah.
And I was feeling what other players from top spots feel like. They have to play this game and the circle goes away, and expendables get every single circle in this last game. And I was like, nah. I was like, when I saw Sparking after the event finished, like exactly after the last game was finished, I was like, bro, like I know exactly what you feel. Exactly. Same feeling. And that's
it's so sad. If you go back and watch the game, I was at home, so I was able to watch. And you see Liquid's faces after the game, or TS. I think they were TSM, right, at the time.
Yeah.
If you see TSM's faces, you see Purdy like verbally say, "No, we didn't win," or like we were like 1 point off. Like he says something like that, and you like somebody asked him. I think it was like Alo or Luke or just one of his teammates. I forget which one. He was like, what are the points, or did we win? He was like, no. And the game was over. TE won, but he knew the points because he had kept track of it the entire game. And to do that and know that you had lost is insane when it's 1 point away.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That means he tracked every TE kill, his own kills, and the placement points.
Yeah.
Which is just like, crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
PUBG
is crazy.
It's just so heartbreaking to like watch that.
Yeah, it always is. It's like we had like events where they would show the player cams only after a team died. They had like a little bit of a weird fetish for like whenever people died, they would show the whole team. It's like it felt so desperate to, like in the last few games, and you're just watching everybody's dreams just die.
That was my favorite whenever I'd watch Lou or Batulin smash their desk. That was classic.
Yeah.
That was good times.
And you know, also like when during this last game, we were playing the game and we were sitting in the compound, some like west of Pachinki, and I was like saying, well, this is the last game, and usually the last game of the PGC, the circle will go away from us. So I'm so happy we are not like in this top 3 situation when we have like 5 points lead, but we still can lose not only first but also second place. And the circle goes the way when I realize there's gonna be 100% top 3 at PGC if we would be like in this situation, because there is no way to get any points. Like I know we can crush into the middle, maybe we will be lucky a little bit, but most likely not. And we even did the same thing that we would try to do in the PGC finals if we would be in the top. And when we died, I was like, ooh, at least we not 3, not top 3 this time. Like all good.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, it almost feels it almost feels better to be like bottom 8 or like bottom 10 than it is to be in the top 3 and not win.
I mean,
because like top 3, you're like, holy fuck, we had a chance to win. Like it actually feels so much worse. But like top 8, you're like, like there was no chance. Who cares?
That feeling only works in the first day after finals, because after a year, I was like, no way, we're fucking top 8. Like we are so fucking bots. Like what the? So but I would rather be top 3 after like a year after PGC happened. But during the PGC,
I mean, but from that EWC win, we come home, we play PEC Fall, and Lou has to win a pistol 1v1 so that Twisted Minds can go to the finals. What went on there?
Well, first of all, I hate playing regional tournament after EWC or PGC. Like, it's literally a different world, like different teams doing much different stuff. I already miss playing some international LAN tournament, you know, when I know like what other team's gonna do. So about the last game, so first of all, ideally you shouldn't be in the situation when you have to do something like that. So when you have to get this pistol kill and when you have to get top 3 by placement points to qualify. But well, at least, you know, it brings some kind of funny moments to enjoy after it already happened, you know, like because it's so much harder to win than winning EWC. Like you have to do something unreal. Like imagine getting killed with a pistol, like after getting rest. So
and example had to like 1v4 the team in
like
as well.
1v4. I was ready to play last chance. I was like, after we were killed, like after example was alone, I was like, well, I know that he needs at least to kill everyone, and then we need him to res us because the circle went away, and also after we need someone to get some kills, and also we need top 3 in the game. So I was like, nah. I mean, like if not,
it just sounds ridiculous, you know. So you're like whatever.
It's ridiculous, and like I would say 3 months ago, before the patch went out, it would be impossible. Already impossible, to like get top 3 and 6 more kills. So now it's a bit possible, but still impossible. And then it happened, and I would say that it's something that we will remember. So it makes, you know, I would call it brings some fire inside my heart when something like that happened. So I'm like, now we have to win PC. So now this tournament is a little bit more interesting for us to win after we already managed to do this comeback. That's what I feel. But definitely, I wish not to be in this situation when we are not qualified. Even with last chance, I just want to always be on top, you know. So it's pretty simple for a top team. I think for everyone it's like that. Like you never want to be like in this shaky situation.
How do you feel about PAS, Shrimzy? How's the level? What do you think?
I think KMED called Furia generational talents, and then at EWC he said they had revolutionary rotates. So, I think we have the best players in the world in our region, and it's the best level of any region. So, according to KMED, but in reality, it's just random. Like the lobbies are just crazy random. Half the games are on NA, half the games are on SA. I'm playing on 185 ping half the games. It's just like, let's just get like top 3 guys. Like I don't even care about winning it anymore. It doesn't matter to us. It's just like we want to do we want the best practice we could possibly get. The placements don't really matter to us anymore. Obviously that's like a GPT thing, right? If you're not GPT, you would have to care a lot more. So we're obviously very grateful to have that. But yeah, I mean, it's just completely random compared to like the international events where you pretty much know everything that's going to happen for at least the first circle. You go into these games and you're just I feel lost. I'm literally lost in these games. I don't know what's going on. And then I play like I'm lost. Like I'm just like half as good as I normally am in international events. So, I mean, it sucks. I don't like playing the regionals, but obviously we have to. If we could just play all the international events every year, I would be very happy. But
yeah,
we have to play the regional. So
Such a same feeling, like literally the same. Maybe it's because we're old already, and both of us, Sonics, Falcons, and us, NLT, VP, Twisted Minds, we won. I think if we group as one team with the same achievements, we would have more regional wins than any like other whole regions have. Like whole region teams. Like we won at least 4 or 5 PCS tournaments, thousands of ESL, GLL, like PC, whatever it's called. And I mean, it's not something I'm proud to say that like maybe we're a little bit bored with it,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
as a teams with such a huge history, we just want to win something bigger, like PGC, EWC. That's our goal already. And I think it's also normal when your ambitions is like that, like you want to win something big. It's more important already in your life because like maybe next year, maybe in some more years, you would already not like play. You're not gonna compete. And yeah, playing regional, especially when you are already qualified. We're not qualified for PGC yet, but if we do good in
close.
PGS tournaments, we're gonna qualify for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the focus is on PGC. I want to know like how to compete against Falcons, TNF, 17 Gaming, Pero, or whatever team it's gonna be. Yeah, except instead of like practicing for some random Turkish, European East teams who like just come, play some games together, and then they stay. Like I mean, they stay. They don't go for international tournament because like the way they play, it's not possible to qualify for international tournament. But you have to deal with it when you play your regional tournament, and you can't just say like I don't want it. You just have to play it, and then you just say, well, at least if I have to play it, I need to have some practice at least before PGC. So I feel the same.
Yeah, I will say in general, I feel like it's a bad mindset for us, like to just kind of write off the regionals. I don't think that's like necessarily good. Obviously, we still want to win the regionals, but it's hard to say it doesn't matter as much to us as like the international, or it's easy to say it doesn't matter as much to us as like the internationals because I mean we do have like the history of winning it and stuff, but in general, it just doesn't feel the same like PUBG as playing internationally. And there's no better feeling than like playing well when you're in international like lobby. Like the adrenaline that you get when you're on stage and there's people watching you and you're just like fragging top teams that like actually are really really good at the game is like one of the best feelings in the world. Like there's honestly there's not many better feelings in the world for me. So like going back home and playing these it feels like luster, but it's not like a good mindset that I have. Like I'm not proud of it. I do want to play these events and like be good in these events, but it's just hard. Like it's just hard to like come back from that and then play in this and feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, of course it is so. Like it's just like just feelings. Like, what do you feel about it? But as from professional side, of course, you have to win every single tournament. You have to try your best to win every tournament. And I would also say, even from fans, fans, like when we are winning European tournament, they're like gonna say, well, again, Twisted Minds, very interesting, very fun. You won it for 10 times already. Like, let other teams play, like, and so on. So even for fans, it's already like, well, something default, something they expected. And when there's BGC, they're like, well, is it the time to win finally, or are you gonna be top 3 again? So it's different.
Standards are high.
So for players, it's the same. Yeah, but you still have to try your best.
I will say it's very fun to like listen to casters after, like, say we get like 3rd or 4th in our regional. It's funny to like hear them have to say like, oh, Falcons aren't the best in the region anymore. Like, there are better teams than them. And then you go to the internationals and they're like, yeah, Falcons are still better than these teams, by the way, just so you guys know. Like, they're definitely the best team for North America. Obviously, like, Liquid, I think, was the best team last year, but this year it's definitely been us. But like hearing them have to like hype other teams up from the North American region, and then you go to the international and they're like, yeah, they're still better than the other teams. It's funny to like hear them contradict themselves, because obviously it's their job. They have to hype up the teams that are doing well in like the regionals. Yeah. But it's just a different game. It's not the same game.
It's not exciting to say Falcons don't really care about this. Like,
yeah,
they don't
exactly.
care if they're 5th. Like, it's fine. That's not something that excites people.
Yeah, it's like, for sure, like before EWC, let's imagine Falcons get like top 5 in America, and like imagine say that now I can say that Falcons not gonna win EWC. Like look at their regional qualifiers. They can't even win against Furia. Like, their rotations are so bad. they need, like, there is no possible way. And then they look at EWC and Falcons are nearly the winners again. And I don't know what happened. Like, lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess lucky.
Just lucky. Falcons only play good when there's a lot of money involved. They don't play good on small tournaments.
Unless PGC is in the name, then it's not good.
Then it's bad.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's also like people are talking about like Syntastico being the best player in the Americas and like being like the future and stuff, and it's like they've played like 1.5 good tournaments. Like, just slow down a little bit. Like,
he is really good though.
He is really good, obviously.
Very, very good.
But like, people are so fast. Like, on I think after like 10 games of the EU group stage, people in chat were like, what's your opinion on Twisted Minds? What is happening with Twisted Minds? And like, somebody like kind of as a joke, like, when is Twisted Minds making a roster change? Like, and it's like, bro, like, please just slow down, like, it's not because somebody played one good tournament or one bad tournament. It's like, things have to change and everything.
You should understand that, like, we're playing some TPP Cup.
Yeah.
It's not even like Masters.
Yeah.
It's TPP Cup, where like 12 out of 16 teams are like, no one knows them. And we play some bad games, several games in a row, and people start saying like Twisted Minds can't even win in TPP against these teams. Like, this year they're completely finished. It was happened after we play not really good in PGS, and I was like, we're ready. Like, change IGL. Example is overrated.
They're too old. Somebody in my chat said Mogora is the new example. Like, example is over.
He's different.
I mean, of course, like 3 or 4 MVPs previous year, and then he can't even kill like 2,000 people in TPP. They're so finished. Like,
like, this is
I agree.
This is the 5th. This is the 5th tournament in a row where people are saying this is FaZe's last tournament before they disband, and people tell me every single time FaZe is done, Foot is done, and it's like every single tournament it happens again. I'm just like, things don't go as fast as like chat would want them to, I guess.
It's just recency bias.
It goes pretty crazy in PUBG. I feel like I guess it's probably the same everywhere, but it's
everything.
Even if you're like 8th in the group stage and you're coming into the finals, and people will be like, but they barely qualified, like they didn't look that good in group stage. Bro, it's 12 games of PUBG. Just like, everything is pretty relative, I feel like.
Like Rock won groups of EWC and everyone's like, they're gonna win.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they're the best team here, and
Yeah.
then they get like 11th, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
every
They're
single
not the best.
like day I have, if it's like a 2-day thing, and like T1 is the best team in the world in Circuit 1, and I'm just like, I'm bracing myself because I know on the next day everybody's gonna tell me that T1 is the best team in the world, and I'm just so ready if they get like 12th or something to just shit on people, because I'm like, that's not how it works. Like,
it's very rare you'll see a team win like multiple stages. Like,
yeah,
I think Twisted has won group stage and finals maybe twice, once or twice for sure. And then we won like the semis of PGS2 and then finals. And then you had like Navi.
Navi was
had,
like
the
winning
best
every stage of
PGC
PGC,
tournament.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they won groups, winners, and finals, which
Yeah.
is the craziest
Super
tournament
rare.
that any team has ever had.
Yeah.
But it's not like it doesn't happen. It's
Yeah.
very, very rare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense. Like, it's fully fine. It's just people like yeah, the recency bias kicks in super hard. It's just a little bit funny to watch. But I guess it makes sense. Is what gets people excited. And it's if you're like what you mentioned with the castles and stuff, it's hard. Like, it's hard to draw up storylines, and
For sure.
I'm always just saying, like, I don't know how good Falcons are gonna do. They got 4th in their region, but it doesn't fucking matter. And some events they do really well, and some events they do really poorly. But that's just not something that's exciting to say. It's like, I don't know what's gonna happen is not a good statement for an analyst. So you gotta,
Yeah, for sure.
you just gotta commit to something and hope that it works out. And I guess this time it's Furia,
Yeah,
the Furia train.
I think it works the same with Dota, CS. Like, I see like some group stages of the international or even like major. Like this, they have different stages, and people see some team dominating Vitality, like some Brazilian team, and they go say, "Yo, that's new generation. They gonna like win the whole event." And then even if they qualify for like the final stage, they gonna smash 2-0. Because like the pressure is there, the viewers, like the fans are there, and they, like this team doesn't gonna show anything, but people don't know it, and they're just gonna hype group stage winners and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. They should do that, but it is funny to hear how far they go with it, because they go pretty fucking far.
Yeah.
But it's fine. At least we have these fans who are talking about it. It's better than not having anything, because like
For sure.
when we're playing TPP tournament, I'm not gonna say anything bad about TPP. Just gonna say that no one is watching it. And in Europe, I feel like we're playing TPP, we don't like it, and people don't even watch it. They're like writing me, "Why are we playing it? Like, why should we do that?" And I even can't answer on this question, because like we didn't qualify to this Last Chance West. I don't know how it's called in Americas, if you have the same thing or not.
It's the same, yeah.
So because we came after EWC a bit later, so we didn't have a chance to play in the last Masters, so we didn't qualify. And we had to play this TPP Cup to qualify. And we are playing that, and we can't answer the question why we do that. Like, just because it's more practice. That's the only thing why we do that TPP.
I'll say one thing about it before we end. I think we're GPT, so obviously, like, if you have a contract with any business or anything, they're not going to want you to talk negatively about what that is, right? In anything, even if we didn't like FPP or we didn't like Super or whatever, they wouldn't want you to say anything bad about it, which I get. But I don't want people to think that we are not fighting for what we don't like. It's just not public. You just don't see it because we're not allowed to do that. They don't want players that are of their partner teams to be talking bad publicly. And I think that
that's
last
fair.
year, I think that's completely fair. Yeah. I don't think that if we're getting things like skins, right? Obviously, all the GPTs are getting skins, and we're making revenue off that. The orgs are making revenue off that. It's not fair for us to talk shit about PUBG publicly. Yeah. But I mean, we are fighting for it behind the scenes. Like, we're fighting for what we think is bad. We're fighting for what we think is good. Changes that need to be made. So, like, don't think that just because we're not talking shit publicly, we're not trying to get it fixed, or we're not trying to make changes or whatever. But I think you saw last year, like, I think James was very public about his thoughts. and now FaZe aren't GBT. You know, there might not be a correlation, but they're one of the only teams that got changed, and it's not like they don't bring viewership. They're one of the biggest organizations to ever exist, so you would think they would still have it. But
I think it's fully correct to not shit talk in public, and it's also, and you should be voicing your concerns like to the people who make decisions or to the people who will listen to you on the inside. Should you be punished for what James did? I'm not sure, because he was just voicing the frustrations that a lot of people have with some tournament organizers and the way players are being treated and the way admins are treating the games and stuff. And I feel like, I don't know, if they really if they really lost their GPT because of that, which is also what like many other people are thinking, I think that's too much, personally. I think that feels like overreactions from PUBG. But
yeah, I'm not gonna say if it's fair or not, or if he was in the right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that there's a correlation there. I don't know if it necessarily is the cause of why they lost their GPT, but you could definitely correlate that with being a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for sure.
No, you're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I know the people who are like, how you call it? Like, who is responsible for next year of esports? And I don't know what's in their minds right now. So I can't say if it's TPP or FPP, but really everyone is talking about it. And that's why I feel very afraid of it.
It's about like enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with how much money I'm going to make. I could retire now and be happy like for a long time, but I just don't, like, I only play for like the enjoyment of the game.
I think there's a lot of people that aren't in that situation that like you or Shrimzy would be in, where it's like, you've made a lot of money already, you're already pretty good, and you don't have to play. Like a lot of others would still be like, this is still the best job for me. It's probably the best paying job I can get. But there's a lot of people around that are doing this because of the passion, right? And like, it's not about the money. If I want to make money, then I go do a software development job somewhere, and I stop wasting my time with PUBG, right? So
makes sense.
There's a lot of people in the scene that aren't in it for the money, and a lot of those people would probably be gone, and that would be a really sad day.
For me, like, if it did go to TPP next year, I would lose like all my passion for the game. I've had, I think, one international before where I like was really burnt out and I didn't want to play the game, and I felt very, very guilty, like, for my teammates, because I have like a duty to them to be able to perform at my best, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, if you're not like that for your teammates, then you're just not a good teammate.
Yeah.
And just that event, like playing it, I was terrible. It was like the worst event I've ever played. And I just felt awful about it the whole time. Like, I felt bad during it, I felt bad after it, and I made sure like that would never happen again.
Yeah.
And if it did go to TPP next year, I would feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't want to do that to them, because if they did have the same passion, which they should, right? If you're playing professional PUBG for a top team, you should have that. It just wouldn't feel like worth it to me. Like, I would just feel guilty all the time.
It's like literally the same. It feels like Shrimzy is me, just in another body and in another country. You know? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
With the worst EWC placement.
This is a positive mental attitude podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. C4 is great. BRDMs are great. Panzerfausts are great.
Nah, BRDM is shit. I hate it. I literally hate it. Like we were playing PEC qualifications, and there was not only like teams with BRDM, it was exactly the same teams with BRDM games, several games in a row. And I was like, what is this? Like, they're not even doing anything. They just take BRDM and they drive. They get circle. They can get a circle and drive BRDM. Like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, something that I think absolutely needs to be changed, by the way, and it wasn't that relevant before cars had trunks is with the addition of the BRDM, everyone is putting panzers in their cars.
Yeah.
Because you have to have one.
Yes.
Otherwise, the BRDM is so broken, overpowered that you can't play against it. So any team fight you get into, they have 1 to 2 panzers at least.
Yes.
And it is so frustrating to play against. They have to get rid of car space because without that, people have to use either attack pack or they have to wield the panzer and have no DMR. And people don't want to do that because they want to farm kills in comp. They want to have extra kills. So they need to get rid of trunk space, in my opinion. It is way too strong.
The trunk space is not the problem. The problem is you can put things in the trunk that are so strong, and you need those things because you're fucked against the BRDM, right?
And you know that with the new patch, you can deactivate C4 with explosive damage.
Yeah.
Which the easiest way is to take Panzerfaust and shoot the car
that's coming at you.
And the C4, so it means that even more people teams have to take Panzers. They will literally loot until they get at least 2 Panzers in their cars, and then they can plan the game. And then you have the fight, and you have 4 Panzerfaust in one fight. Like
that's already happening. Like you saw, like PEC, like I don't know if it was last game or something. Mause had like a tac pack with 3 Panzerfausts, and he just 1v4'd. He just killed the whole team because he panzered 3 of them or something. Or like,
did you see the Acend game where they were fighting over New Compound in Erangel? And I think they were fighting BB team. Was it BB?
Yes. It was like,
and it was like Panzer trade. It was
like
4 like back to back.
2 shotguns on each, like a shotgun on each side, and 2 panzers on each side. It was fucking crazy. Nobody did anything but click their left mouse button once. Like bro.
It's getting really bad to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like it feels bad playing it, but like watching is getting worse and worse every tournament.
I was watching the POV streams, right, for the qualifiers, and then like even for the group stage, like Squeaker was POV streaming, and they're just like playing a shack on Tego, and Win or Die pulls up with 3 cars. 2 dudes get out. They both have a Panzer. They just both shoot their Panzer immediately and immediately win the fight. It's just like, okay, cool. Like game's fucking over. And they're just sitting there like silently, like, okay, go next. But because what could we have done? Like we didn't have Panzers, they had Panzers. It was over.
I was just stop.
Like I just said at the start, it's like rock paper scissors. Like if they have the rock, they have the BRDM. If you don't have the paper, you don't have a Panzerfaust. You're just fucked. But if you do have the paper, then they're fucked. And it's like, why are we playing the game then? If it's just about who gets the items at the right time, like.
Yeah, I just miss. I honestly miss 2022, like Dubai. Like it was such a crazy good time. There was no gliders, no parachutes, emergency, no BRDM, no C4. No mortar. Like only pure skill and luck with the circle.
Yeah. And then we complained about, back then we complained about, oh, nades are too strong. And then like now you have fucking nades in your trunk and you have blue zone grenades that are like a Molotov on steroids. And
you know, they even managed to kind of fuck up with the rocks nowadays. I was just analyzing Miramar and some of the rocks just don't work anymore. And then you see some, I think it was a game when TMO in PC, they were just staying on the rock and get like 14 kills. 4 people staying on the rock shooting at everyone, just because the circle can go there.
Yeah, I think they changed something where they basically they didn't remove the land ratio, but they made it fucks up more. Like even on Tego as well. Like there were some circles that just shouldn't happen, but they just happen like 1 out of 10 times now or something.
Yeah, and also really they just removed Power Creep Circle.
Yeah.
Like I have just watched I would say around 200 TWIS.
Yeah.
Starting from 2022.
Yeah, that rock is no longer land ratio,
Yeah, and then like I remember like we're playing the tournament, we have Power Grid Circle, and we're like, yeah, we're good. Like we're gonna go. And then it goes to the rock, and there is no more Power Grid Circle.
Yeah. But then
Yo,
like
the
the win or
dog is
die
nice.
one, where they got the
Bro, this like
where they got on the rock and they get to farm the whole game. That one it's supposed to go off, but like sometimes it
Yes,
just can't. Like sometimes it
yeah,
just leaves it in.
yeah. I even created like games in custom mode.
Yeah.
You can use blue zone
Yeah.
activator, which is like I don't know why it still exists in the game. They even deleted from the game
Yeah.
for some time, and then they added back.
I mean, just be happy that they left it in custom games, you know?
Yeah. So I was trying to create these circles, and sometimes they just go so weird, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah. I think it's basically like, yeah, they just got a little bit more random. Like they just fuck up more. Like the circle, there used to be this theory that like the game picks 30 random circles and then it eliminates all of them that don't follow land ratio. And maybe it just picks 10 now,
Yeah,
and then
it
it will
just
fuck up just way more.
it just makes some of teams a big advantage because like imagine we're playing EWC. We have 4 Miramars in 12 games, and 2 of them somehow randomly go to the rock.
Yeah.
And there is some team, whatever team is gonna be there, and they just get 25 points game.
Yeah.
When the only thing they have to do is to loot ammo in the beginning
Yeah.
and get their asses on this rock.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
all they did. Like
Yeah.
and like just imagine it in EWC, 25 points is
Yeah.
how many points it was for the first place? 80, 90?
Yeah.
93, I think. 92.
Yeah,
93
92.
versus 86 is what we had. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
25 points is literally 1/4 part of it.
Yeah.
Even
It's
even
fucking
bigger.
crazy. Yeah.
Just because you got this random
You got the
circle.
right rock.
And
Yeah.
and then next game you play, you got PRDM.
Yeah.
And if you are fast face, you got 2 PRDMs.
Bro.
And like
That was
and you
that was
just
so crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even talking like about so many different factors like these circles, luck, other teams doing some weird stuff, but it's okay. It's PUBG, it's esports, it's normal. But like PRDM and the rocks shifts, it's different.
Yeah.
It's something when the game itself fucks up for other teams. So yeah, I don't know. And then we add TPP.
And we live in a weird world. Yeah. What do you think about the DMR patch? Better topic. Good, bad, doesn't matter.
I don't think it makes a huge difference. I just don't think it was necessary. I don't really know why they did it. I guess it was because good players were kind of bullying new players or like bad players. So they just kind of wanted to nerf it a little bit, but I don't think it makes a huge difference, but I will say hitting somebody 5 times and then not dying is very frustrating.
Exactly.
Yeah, but overall, I don't think it makes like a dramatic difference in the game. I just don't think it was necessarily like I don't think it was needed.
Yep, I feel the same because it just feels frustrating to hit someone with DMR and you don't kill the guy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change anything. You are not gonna take Car 98 or like M24. It's like maybe for casuals it is so because it took them 7 working days to like knock someone with a DMR. Now it takes 10 working days, and they're like, nah, I'm not gonna spend time on it. I'm gonna take Car 98.
Yeah.
I
think it's sorry.
Go on. I finished.
I think I agree. Like, it's not going to change the meta a lot. I think it's going to change it a tiny bit. Like, some people are going to be a little less sad about having a bolt, right? And there's going to be a little bit more situations where that's possible. But I think it's kind of in the right direction. I think it's okay that DMRs get a little worse and other guns get a little bit more useful. I think they should have just made bolts more useful instead of nerfing the DMR so much.
I agree.
And I think what they should have considered is how DMR flushing is like the biggest pain in the world right now.
Yeah,
because the
really
damage reduction on the knocks, and then you have to you knock some guy with 7 mini bullets, and then you have to flush him with 15 mini bullets. Like, what if you don't have an extended mag? You know, like that's a little.
I just think they need to change it to 2 gear instead of 3 gear on knocks, and then it's fine.
Yeah,
then I don't think it matters.
Yeah. And I think there's some small little changes. I say this every time. Bolts should just pop your helmet every time. Like, you shouldn't get headshot by a bolt and still have a level 2 helmet. You know, like there's some small tiny changes that could do some work.
Yep, I agree.
But I think it's okay to help the I think this is a better way to help the bad players than to just give SMGs crazy amounts of aim punch and be like, yeah, everybody can shoot an SMG, so we're gonna make SMGs really strong.
I hate playing TDMs lately. Like half of the lobby with MP5.
Yeah,
and
running around, not stopping.
Not stopping. Like, you know, like as a pro player, you usually pre-fire and you know like where the player will be when he will go around the wall. And then like MP5 like, woof.
Yeah.
You're like,
I feel so I feel so dumb every time because I do the exact same thing. I'm like, I'm tracking them and then I'm like, okay, he's gonna stop. And the guy just keeps fucking flying through my screen and I'm just like, I can't control it. Like, so
I played NA pubs the last 2 nights and it's literally just MP5 VSS or MP5 Bolt. And that's it. Everyone just runs that.
There's always like that.
Yeah.
And of course, people would take it because you don't have you have this aim punch.
I mean, it's all the factors now. It's just crazy.
Modifier,
everything. Everything.
You shoot some guy 4 times in the legs and he just dies because you have an SMG. It's like, what is happening?
It makes sense for like people that haven't played the game so much or like people that aren't necessarily good to use like an SMG. It makes a lot of sense, but it is like going from playing against that to playing comp where you're not getting swung like that. It's like weird to adjust to it.
Yeah. It's weird, but I think the DMR patch is fully fine. It's just, you got to get used to it and it feels a little frustrating. But I think everything that's so material to the game, when it changes, it feels a little frustrating because you've just been shooting DMRs for so long and you know exactly how they should work and then they just change. Like, you're never going to like it.
Yeah.
You said earlier, like, you're not 100% guaranteed for PGC, but I think you kind of are.
Like it would have to be an absolutely insane scenario for us to like not qualify.
I think you're 100% in, and then even TWIS, just because you're invited there, you're gonna get like a few points, and then some team might not even qualify and stuff. Like, you're probably just
Just hopefully we're gonna play good PC in the next week, so we don't need to think of it at all. And just
it's gonna be the same situation for Europe again, where like a lot of teams like depend on you. Like they need you to get a slot for us, basically. Yeah.
It's always like like that.
It's always the same, yeah.
This one's a little different though, because there's no regional after, right? So it's just like if you're not qualified going into PGS, like if you are, I don't know the points, but let's just say Foot like is in 6th or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like watching the event and you have like Twisted has to qualify through PGS points for you to qualify. That seems way more stressful than having like a regional to depend on after.
Yeah. I mean, the situation is pretty crazy this year because we just have 2 regionals. So like so much depends on that second regional. But we're 100% going to have 1 or 2 teams who will sit at home and hope that BB Team or GK or Navi qualifies through PGS points, or because I think TWIS is just going to do it anyways. But
well, BB's already like qualified, right? They got 1st and 4th.
Well, if BB don't make it to PGS 7 and 8, then there's a solid chance that they drop out, I think.
How many are they at right now? Like 370?
BB is at 420.
420.
Which is a lot. Yeah. But the thing is that points escalate pretty hard. Like you get 480 for winning the last one. So like, just like it's possible. They will be sweating.
It's definitely possible for sure.
Just because they escalate so much. Like the PGS 7 and 8 were the same, and you got 300, and now we're at 480 for the last one, and basically everything scales up. So more than 50% more points. But we'll see. It's going to be the same situation. That's what we're used to, and I think it's good, right? Like it's good that teams who have good international regions who have good international teams get more spots. We're happy about that.
Yep.
Cool. Let's get Shrimzy to bed. It's been 2 hours.
It's light outside. Can you tell?
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you look at the beginning of the editing and then the end, if you look by like this right here,
there's a difference
this
for sure.
Area, there's like it's way more light. I would assume.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one more thing. I have Fludd in my house. He's Australian and he's staying with me from groups to finals, and he's gonna play. He already played groups, but he's gonna play last chance and finals from my house. So he's like He's right downstairs right now sleeping, but he's just around the corner from me, like right outside my room.
You
Sick.
should have invited him just for a funny, like some clip.
He doesn't stay awake until 7:30 a.m. Unfortunately.
He
He wakes up at
more
like
normal life.
noon, 1. I wake up at like 2:45,
Yeah.
2:30.
Yeah, it's good. So he comes to America, just then play South American servers with 200 ping.
Yeah, he
So-
plays 70 and then 185 compared to like 170 into like 300 or something.
You know what is crazy? That Liquid constantly going to Brazil to bootcamp to play for regional qualifiers, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, for EWC, it made a lot of sense because Liquid else
Yeah,
had a very, very good chance to like win EWC, or if not. Yeah, they had a good chance to win, I would say. I think obviously Falcons like really shit the bed in terms of like some of the teams that should have done well that didn't. But like going into the last week, it really did matter for them. So that makes sense. I don't know about PGS, but they're going to like a Liquid facility, so technically the only thing they're like really paying for is the flights. But even then, I mean, that's still expensive for like a PGS. So props to Liquid for like taking care of them, because I think that they would definitely want to do that.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Acend is playing PEC from bootcamp as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
They did well in groups, right? They've been like playing pretty well recently.
They surprised me how well they played. They looked really fucking solid.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's their new player? I
Aniko.
forget his. Aniko? Is he
Yeah.
good? I don't know
Yeah.
anything about him. I haven't even heard about it before this
he's
event.
been one of the cracked German guys for like a few years. He just never did well on a he never had a team that did well.
Has he always been on a German team, or like was
Yeah.
it different?
Yeah.
Okay. Full German team. That's
He's
crazy.
always been on like the second best German team, and we did trial him a little bit before Nations Cup because we had to not this Nations Cup, but the last one we had to pick a
Yeah,
player,
last one.
right? So we trialed a few,
Yeah.
but it was a very short notice and stuff. And
He's got Pains, right?
Yeah.
Was that the one that you got?
Paints
Okay.
was just more convincing, like more confident, seemed more
Yeah,
experienced.
Makes sense.
You wanted to say something, Batu? Sorry, I cut you off.
No. I'm so all right.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to see them do well, because I honestly wasn't sure how they were going to do with the new player, but I think they looked really solid in group stages. Like, it's only group stage, but I think they looked pretty good. And then the last few games, they were so far qualified that they were just doing whatever,
Yeah.
which makes the leaderboard look a little bit fake. But I think that's just how it goes when you're already locked in.
Generational talent over there at Acend.
What was the other word? Generational and groundbreaking?
Revolutionary.
Or
rotate.
revolutionary. Yeah.
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 I like your Acend merch, by the way, while you're up in
It's
the
pretty
boys.
cool. I like this shirt a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I was watching Needex because he went to APAC like after Nations Cup.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
playing on 240 ping right now. Like, it's
That's
fucking
insane.
rough.
I can't imagine, by the way, I think that decision is absolutely insane. It makes no sense to me. I thought if it's just like the OS or like the SEA thing and he doesn't have to play like against Thailand or Vietnam or whatever, then it's fine. Like if you have to qualify through that, then I'm like, yeah, go for it. But like they have to qualify to the big event, the APAC event, and then they have to play against like TE, AGAL, like Forest, all like the good like day trade or whatever they're called now, I forget. But
Yeah.
all those like insane teams, they have to go and get like what, top 6 or something.
It's hard. That's what
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
really
Wait,
hard.
You're
That
not going
region
to
is,
an
like,
easy region.
insane.
You're going to a hard
Huh?
region.
What team is he playing for?
Aurora.
They called this. Oh yeah, they renamed. Okay.
Aurora, I think is
Oh,
their
okay.
name.
Okay.
It's like Monty, Akita,
Inside.
Empty, and
Oh.
Needex.
Okay.
Insight's probably coaching.
Yeah,
but
he
he's
might be
not playing.
coaching,
He at
yeah.
least he wasn't playing before. He might be playing. I don't know.
I think I was like, I get asked these questions all the time when I do watch parties and shit. And I was like, going to APAC is nice from a lifestyle POV because you don't have to stay up the whole night. Like you can actually live a pretty normal life. You just get up early in the morning and you play, and then you're kind of free. But yeah, he's not going to an easy region. Normally, the reason people change regions is they want to qualify from Americas, you know.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah,
think
that's
he.
crazy.
I mean, it is true. I think like I think he got kind of like screwed over team-wise. I think he just got off foot like right before the qualifiers, so he just had to find something. And maybe it's just for one tournament.
I think Shrimzy is already finished his chill.
That's all good. It's all good. That man has to sleep as well. It's like fucking 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also I'm gonna have a dinner like in 10 minutes, so
yeah.
Sorry, I just had to make sure she wasn't doing something that could kill her.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a guilty dog whenever she knows she's supposed to not be doing something. I look at her and she's like,
she knows.
She like side eyes me.
Yeah, she knows. It's
like
good.
my dog tried to like I'm not gonna say he tried to kill himself, but he was
whoa.
Yeah, my dog was trying to eat towel. Like I don't know if you like know, but like Labradors really like to eat everything they can.
Yeah,
and he just ate fucking towel, and we had to take it out, and it's terrible experience. Like, yeah, every single time trying to eat everything he can, and he doesn't even like after so many times he still doesn't care. Like he just wants to eat.
That's crazy.
A big thing for her as a puppy is it's a like problem in Vegas because it's like a desert, so there's no grass. It's just like rocks. So whenever we first moved into this house, we just had rocks in our backyard, and now I put turf in, which is just like artificial grass, and she just used to go back there, and like if I was like streaming or Catherine was streaming, we didn't have like eyes on her at all times, and we found out that she was like trying to eat rocks, and obviously if a dog eats a rock, it's very bad for them. Like,
yeah,
they have to either pass it, or they have to pass it, or you have to get surgery. And passing it is like very dangerous for them. So, as a puppy, we had to like supervise her at all times whenever she was outside. Which, I mean, I think probably should be doing that anyways. But she was actively trying to kill herself without knowing that she was trying to kill herself.
Yeah. It's such a default settings for this type of a dog.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, how do they live when like this is what they want to do? You know, like they're just eating everything. They have to be. Like...
I was always thinking like if you eat once and you feel this like something bad is happening with you,
you're not gonna do it again.
Your experience, like you're not gonna do the same thing. But for the dogs, it works differently. I don't know.
They're different. They're good. Cool. Let's cut it. Let's get Shrimzy to bed. Thanks for being here.
Sounds good.
Thanks for finding the time. I know it was a bit of a pain, but we finally
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Always a good time talking to you and Batulans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask, how was the observing for EWC? Because I didn't watch the games back. Like,
bad.
It was bad.
Yeah. We've had worse, but for example, the EWC qualifiers were much worse. But the EWC qualifiers were like a different breed. They just got new people. Yeah. I think they just wanted to have their own observers, so they got completely new people and tried to teach them PUBG. Like some of the stuff we talked about, they didn't watch. Like, I think they missed some really important moments of Perfectix getting like the Genji kill and stuff. Like they missed like one of Perfectix kills in that late game, for example, because they just weren't watching him. When it's the only thing that fucking matters in that game is is that.
Yeah, I was just curious because I didn't watch the games back. Obviously, if we would have won, I would have watched every game back, but we didn't. So
PUBG doesn't seem to understand that observing is like the most important thing. But that's just the world we live in for the last 5 years. Yeah. Casters can try to make a Perfectix kill exciting, but if we don't watch it, it's never gonna be that exciting. Like,
Yep. All right, I'm out, boys.
Later.
Yep.
That was episode 26 of the Hard Drop. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know as well. Let me know who you want to see on the next episodes. I'll make sure to cook up a few more this year. And if you want to support the podcast, you always can. Create a code THEKOWO, or just liking the videos and stuff already helps out a ton. So thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.